Good evening students. ngasi ki topic se empirical formula ga molecular formula ga karino makhoi se kamaina puthoi haibagi method to na koi ngasi ki discussion jida nei na doi se aham bada empirical form akoi molecular formula se karino se yenga se molecular formula har ga di yam samme molecular formula har ga di compound name ki magi formula karino suppose methane hai raje carbon namga hydrogen mari ga yaw se methane gi molecular formula ka open karigino har ga di akoi methane nam laura ga di methane carbon nam lai hydrogen mari yaw se molecular formula ka suppose if we take ethane di karino C2H6 karino ethane amalokan carbon ani spine like carbon amamga hydrogen ahum ga spine samne adon carbon ani ga hydrogen tarukane. This is the molecular formula of ethane. Molecular formula gi limitation hai gadra drawback hai gadra karino hai gadi molecular formula ne kari hai madugi molecule amalokanda madu atom kaya kamaina chapcha ne yawi ja khoi hai bangame adubu molecular formula dagi kanana karambaga samnai kanana kariga bonding tawi haibaji madi akhoi molecular formula na takpa ngamde haibadi samlon na harasi compound am lai mai molecular formula karino C2H6O haibadi carbon ani amne hydrogen taruk amne oxygen amne masi molecule ji kamai obi see this can be a molecule like this CH3 CH2OH yung magi molecular formula dum C2H6O aram gani masina khoi alcohol ni ethanol kawe ani subada akhoi ether ma jolai CH3O CH3 yung magi molecular formula sine ade molecular formula je khanga kan da khoi sigi compound jira hai base akhoi khangdi ade molecular formula gi achawa drawback amani it does not tell you anything about the structure of the molecule. It doesn't tell you which atom is bonded to which atom. It just tells you if you take one molecule of that compound, how many atoms will be there exactly. There will be 2 carbons, there will be 6 hydrogens, and there will be 1 oxygen. Molecular formula. So now that you understood what is molecular formula, now let's talk about what is empirical formula. Suppose molecular formula is C2H6 ne masikarama molecule na ethane ne. But I can simplify this ratio, but the condition is when I simplify it always have to be a whole number. Masi 1.5 2.5 oibi ade 2.1 3.1 oibi ade 1 2 3 4 oiga down. So I can write this molecule as C1H3 because for every 2 carbons there are 6 hydrogens, so I can say that for every carbon there are 3 hydrogens. Now this actually does not represent ethane because ethane is C2H6, but COH3 is the empirical formula of ethane. Empirical formula is karino magi molecular formula dogi ratio me amdo we get it down to the simplest lowest whole number ratio. The important part here is it has to be a whole number ratio. Ratio is the fraction tabi adi. Let's discuss this further. Let's say I have a molecule called acetylene. Acetylene is a C2H2. Magi empirical formula sina molecular formula ni acetylene ge magi empirical formula kariyorani carbon ani the hydrogen ani yawi adu the simplify toroga the kariyorani carbon amada hydrogen amayawi. So this is the empirical formula of acetylene and this is the molecular formula of acetylene. But you know what is benzene? Benzene is C6H6. Now this is the molecular formula of benzene. What is the empirical formula of benzene? Again, this is CH. So you can see that these two compounds, which are very, very different compounds, have the same empirical formula. So now let's see what is the textbook definition of empirical formula and molecular formula. Empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio of the various compounds, and molecular formula is the exact number of atoms. See the chap madugi molecule do the atom khuding mak masing kaya yawe is the molecular formula na hai. Now we have understood what is the empirical formula and molecular formula. Let's talk about how to find them. Madu tawdringeda akhoi sigi analysis ani sigi maram tak khitang naina si. One is called qualitative analysis and another is called quantitative analysis. Bananjo hype mana bani sida n yawda bani sida tm wat bani natraga qualitative hai bani sina quantitative hai bani. Masi analysis karino haragadi. Suppose akoi hidagam lay rahe ho, guli am lay rahe ho, medicine am lay rahe ho. As a chemist no research tawragadi aham question je karino masida kari yawi ja koi khangning ya carbon yawi, hydrogen yawi, nitrogen yawi, chlorine yawi, c yawi aduna madugi answer the phangnaba tawwa analysis to qualitative analysis ka. So at the end of your qualitative analysis, the result suggests that the sample consists of carbon, it contains carbon, it contains let's say hydrogen, it contains nitrogen, it contains sulfur, and probably it contains oxygen. And the qualitative analysis loirakpada akhoi ki answers hai kari yawi hai badune. And qualitative analysis na thigal is hai pirai potu da kari yawi. Karam by element na pirai ba poto semi hai basi masigi analysis se koi qualitative analysis ka hoy. Adu qualitative analysis lower matang da koi khange koi poto da kari yawi je. Adu this is not enough. We need to know carbon na kayam yawi, hydrogen na kayam yawi, nitrogen na kayam yawi, sulfur na kayam yawi hai bam khang da ba ya diya maduna quantitative analysis ka. Quantitative analysis se na akhoi gi analysis tawkanda step number 2 ni aham da qualitative analysis tawrani kari yawi khangani. Quantitative analysis tawkanda akhoi karamba pot na kayam yawi hai badu khang na bane quantity kaya yawi aduna there is a quantity hai wise quantitative analysis da kala idom yawra bane. Now let's talk of the methods. Akhoi empirical formula kamai puthokani, molecular formula kamai puthokani. Step 1 akhoi qualitative analysis tawrani, quantitative analysis tawrani. Aduda akhoi kari khangani. We know the percentages of each element in the compound. Compound to the element kari yawi magi percentage kaya ano se khangani ab kari yawi da koi qualitative analysis de khangani kaya percentage kaya chapsa yawi da koi quantitative analysis de khangani. Oxygen is a special case. Masi gi artha akhoi example khar hola kan khangani. Sometimes akhoi hydrogen carbon na suk percent ni, hydrogen na suk percent ni, nitrogen na suk percent ni hydrogen sigi percentage maya amji tinjhala kanda suppose 100% yaurabo 100% surabo sida oxygen yawda bani ko ngangja oxygen yawragadi if it is given as a part of question what is the percentage of oxygen, then we don't need to do this. Ado oxygen yawdragadi hai begin yawdragadi ke dogani akhoi mayam je pulap tinjhalani 100 subre yangani ab 100 suragadi akhoi hairani madui compound the oxygen yawdi. Suppose 100 sudre khalo 90% see percentage me am jip tinjala ka 90% goire khala jab aduragadi akhoi kari haini oxygen 10% nen hairani lemori percentage do akhoi oxygen the pigani aduna oxygen is a special case. So what is the first step? We find out the percentage of each element in the compound including oxygen. We'll solve examples so you will know. Now divide each percentage which is by weight by their atomic mass. Atomic mass is the no चप चाबे एटॉमिक मास निंजंगद्रसु कैसु काइदे कार्बन की 32 ऑक्सीजन की 33 नाइट्रोजन की 34 हाइड्रोजन की अमा सिगैद निंजंगसु काफीने मदुदगी हेन अदे पॉइंट द खंगद्रसु कैसु काइदे अदुगा एटॉमिक मास अखोई कमाई पुथोकनी से ममांगी वीडियो अमदा खोई ताखरे मास नंबर दे पुथोकनी नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स प्लस नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स हो मागे अरुंबसे अराउंड 1 यूनी न्यूट्रॉन्स हो मागे अरुंबसे अराउंड 1 यूनी अदनो एटॉमिc mass number is roughly always equal to your atomic mass and so we divide each percentage by their respective atomic mass. See percentage mayam leramani ado khoi pik pam su leramgani khoi chaw pam su leramgani akhoi kari dogani we take out the smallest one khoi pik pado khoi lokhalani and divide all of them by the smallest number khoi pik paduna mayam dulu divide tawrani divide tawrkan da khoi masing lakadoi do whole number am ta lawai 1.1 lakani 2.1 lakani 3.9 lakani 6.1 lakani kainom lakani we round it off to the whole number haragadi 2.1 haragadi 2 hoitaba 1.9 haragadi 2 hoitaba 3.1 haragadi 3 hoitaba 2.95 haragadi 3 hoitaba admaina we round it off to the nearest whole number. Now this whole numbers give you the empirical formula of the compound and once you know the empirical formula of the compound we find out the empirical formula weight. Empirical formula weight the karino suppose I sidagi yaure carbon ni hydrogen ni oxygen ne hare jaw magi simplest ratio se 1:1 ne khalla jaw adoragadi magi empirical formula kariwarani CH2O. empirical formula weight haragadi siloino 3 janta carbon में से क्या नो 33 हाइड्रोजन अनि से क्या नो अनि ऑक्सीजन में से क्या नो 33 सी पुलअप पुंजलगा से कुंथरा तारनी कुंथरा जिना it is the empirical formula weight of this compound. Then you need molecular weight to solve further and molecular weight will be given as a part of your question. Molecular weight चा कोई क्वेश्चन दिया उधरगदी अखोइना थिगत पगी अर्थ अखोइगी द लंबी करिमत लैथि and the molecular weight चा कोई पिरकनी अब and molecular weight will be always greater than empirical formula weight. Then what we do is we find out we divide empirical molecular weight by empirical formula weight to get a ratio and remember this ratio is always going to be a whole number ama ani ohum mari manga hoigani is 2.1 oiro multiply this ratio to the empirical formula to get the molecular formula and this is the block diagram representation. What I suggest is that before you go further you pause this video here, write down these steps kaina khoi matung video chakanda khoina problem solve takanda khoi masigi steps ke jamu hanna sigi page da khoi la oi aduna I suggest that masi khoi ai nga hana jo hai gare khoi chemistry gi masigi lecture series yeng kanda che column yauraga tawga dawni wari ta banate masi aduna masigi isallo aduga mathangi video pause tawraga video tawsal isallo adularaga mathangi mathang numerical ne khoi solve tak doise numerical ahum solve tawgani ani amna noi gyan tan namna ahum subana noi gi lairik tagi yawba numerical am solve tawgani. Okay, this is the first numerical that we are going to solve. Quantitative analysis of a sample shows that this is the composition. Carbon 40% oil, hydrogen 6.71% oil. Magi molecular mass pire chamaga marphune determine the molecular formula of this compound. Sida lamsam tinjan lagandi yongo amana nifune amana taruk ni moise chama sudiyab. Se nifu taruk muktani aduragadi sigi compound je oxygen yawe oxygen kamai puthokani siga 3 jhallaga chamadagi minus tawraga. So let's write it down. These are the elements. Carbon yaurani, hydrogen yaurani, oxygen yaw dikhangani adu edi salaji. Carbon के percentage क्या नो 40 नी, hydrogen के percentage क्या नो 6.71 नी. मबानी पुंजलका अंद चाम सुब्रा सुदे अदुदी मबानी का पुंजलग निफु तरुक तकी चामा का खेनरी दो अदो ऑक्सीजन द पीरनी अदो ऑक्सीजन की परसेंटेज क्या तारे 53.28 तारे अनि जो स्टेप तक कदा वे परसेंटेज वेट से मागी एटॉमिक नंबर ना एटॉमिक मास ना डिवाइड तवे सिना 3 नि कार्बन ना सिना अमनी सिना तरा तरुक निंग जंगो divide by the atomic weight, so this divide by this is this divide by this divide by this, you get these ratios. Carbon khoi p see the number apik pose ani yawe, so we divide each of them by the smallest number. Adorgadi see 3.33 not divide tarani see na 1 tarani see na 2.02 tare see na 1 tare round off tarani carbon ama hydrogen ani oxygen ama masini magi empirical formula. So empirical formula is C1H2O1. 1 is a koi ide aduna my empirical formula kariwarani CH2O. Mathang kai dorani akoi empirical formula weight puthwani carbon na 3 thoi hydrogen na ama adu hydrogen ani ni aduna ani warani oxygen na tara taro. Empirical formula weight is 30. Now the molecular weight is given as 180. So we divide molecular weight by empirical formula weight. So we divide 180 by 30, we get a number of 6. 6 see akoi empirical formula dal puri narani carbon amani taruk na puri radi kai tare carbon taruk hydrogen ani ni taruk na puri radi kai tare carbon 3 hydrogen 3 thoi oxygen amani hydrogen taruk na puri radi kai tare oxygen taruk adi magi molecular formula ji kari warani C6H12O6. I hope you understood this. Let's solve one more. Nicotine. Nicotine है बसी अखोई की चुर बेरी दे याऊबा यामने एडिक होईबा कंपाउंड में निकोटिन की कनानो में ना क्वांटिटेटिव एनालिसिस दौरान करी फंगे कार्बन 6% नि हाइड्रोजन 6% नि नाइट्रोजन 6% नि ऑक्सीजन याऊ दे कोई खंगोय परसेंटेज 3 झला कांद खंगनी मागी मॉलिक्यूलर वेट सिगैनी मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूला पुथवाय बने सिलाले मॉलिक्यूलर वेट पुथवाय बने थे मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूला पुथवाय बने of nicotine if its molecular weight is 162. That's carbon 74%, hydrogen 8%, nitrogen 17%, oxygen yaw dikhangdi. Adu da khoi number 1 kai darani sigi ahom jeloin 3 jhalani si ahom je 3 jhalakanda akhoi kari khange chama yaw thokre chama yoragadi oxygen yawdre nicotine the oxygen yawdi. Number 2 ani sub step kai darani my percentage weight say we divide it by the atomic weight. This is 12, this is 1, this is 14. So we divide this by the atomic weight, divide by 12, divide by 1, divide by 14, and we get these numbers. Ahum subada khoi pick पर number karam bano 1.23 ahum ak se 1.23 na divide tawrani 1.23 this in divide tawra this is the 1 phangani this ma to par kainom phangani atopa kainom phangani. So divide by 1.23 this comes out to 5.01, 7.08 and 1. We round it off these numbers to the smallest integer. Manga orani sina tare orani side amadum oiler. So we have 5 carbons, 7 hydrogens and 1 nitrogen. That is the empirical formula. So the empirical formula is C5H7N. Empirical formula weight puthoji carbon manga kariwarani carbon amana 3 thoyore adi carbon manga oradi humpu orani hydrogen amani tariyat oragadi tariyat orani humpu ga tariyat ka humpu tariyat ore nitrogen amani nitrogen na tara marini adu oragadi tara mari ga humpu tariyat ka marfu ma thoi tarani. Empirical formula weight is 81. Molecular formula weight is given as 162 grams. So 162. So the ratio will be 162 divided by 81, which is 2. So to get the molecular formula, I have to multiply the empirical formula by this ratio, which is 2. So the molecular formula will be C10H14N2. So the molecular formula of nicotine is C10H14N2. मसीगी एग्जांपल अनि सिना आइना गूगल दगी लौथोक पे एग्जांपल ने नोई की लाइरिक की तुंगी chapter ki tung di yawa answer am hot si see chapter 1 gini determine the molecular formula of an oxide of iron which has a mass percent of iron as 69.9% and oxygen as 30.1%. Oxygen piece hoya to na koi percentage 3 जन बगी दरकार होइद्रे अदर के दरनी ओके मसी अखोई आई फजन होतसी सिदगी अमुक अखोई सिगी जी नुंगाइतरे एफई लेरे ओ लेरे माय परसेंटेज क्या नो 69.9 and 30.1. What's the next step? We divide this by the atomic number. Okay? See Kariwarani? Okay, let me just show it to you. I've solved it somewhere else. This is where we have so masi yongo by sina percentage ni sina si percentage ni masi mo to koi 56 years ko sukai de masi na 16 years ko sukai de. So what's the second step? We divide this by 56 and we divide this by 16. So we get a ratio. Number of moles of iron is this divided. So 1.252. Amazina 1.881. Ani is the apik pamasing garam bano. Adi iron gidan pi. Adi ani maksya koi sina divide taurani. Aha masidi 1 phangani ani suwasima. So iron jina ama phange, oxygen jina 1.5 tore. See another thing. 1.5 oiraga di masi 1 dasu round off tawbung amde koi 3 dasu 2 dasu round off tawbung amde. Adu oiraga di round off tawgi haraga di akoi di integer log da yada banina. Si so koi 2 na puri rani, si 3 tarani, adi si so 2 na puri rani, adi 2. So to get whole number, we multiply both by number 2 so that we get 2 for Fe and 3 for O. So we have Fe2O3. So this is the empirical formula of Fe23. Sigi makhagi. Okay, see yaro mani. Okay, see later. We have already calculated this. So empirical formula weight is 159.69. Molecular formula weight is 159.69. It should be given. It is not given. That's why I said that it should be actually given in the equation. Ratio ke dore n is equal to 1 tore. Adi 1 na puri raga. Molecular formula zo. So na molecular formula ka empirical formula ka chap manya. Fe2O3. We are done for the day. Akhoi chemistry paper 1 se loisal chapter 1 se loisal hai. Sida ai si tawdringa da ai video am sem bay log table gi madu yeng si natragan hayeng gomba tawraga masigi chapter se loisalani. Thank you very much.